Hi everyone, Emma here. I want to show you today the next video in the series for herringbone. And since the last video we did putting a bead in the middle row, I wanted to try to put some beads across the rows. So if you look at this one here, instead of just putting it in, say, the middle 2 rows or the middle 1 row, put them all the way across. Now, I did a couple of samples here. I mean, they're full bracelets. They're not exactly just samples, but I did run into a problem. So of course, I was kind of specific to squares. And I think if you did this with, say, fire polished, you wouldn't have this issue. So maybe the next video I'll do something like this, but with fire polished across, or different types of beads like that. Maybe do one pearls, one fire polish, and I'll try and find some other bead that would look interesting in there. So maybe a table cut with, something like a flower or something like that. See if we could do that. Although I think the table cuts are probably this big or bigger. So let me enlarge this so you can really see what's going on here. So if you look at this one, you can see it's buckled quite a bit. I'm using 8 seed beads for the structure of the herringbone bracelet. And then these are tiles. So tiles are 6 by 6. They're 2-holed. So the 2-hole works well in this situation, but you can see they don't sit together as nice as you would like. And you know what? This could be your design. Like you could have it, maybe get them all kind of rounded a bit. Like I'm pushing them apart so they're not on top of each other like this and like that. And you see what happens. It creates kind of a rounded arch, which is fine because as you put it around your wrist, it kind of takes that shape. So if you take a look, get this better focus. There we go. So something like that, that would work out. So then I thought, okay, well, I know these are 6 by 6. Let me try a Tila bead, which is 5 by 5. And they were too small. You can see the herringbone like going from side to side and these big gaps in here. So yeah, those are too small for, and again, these are 8/0s. And this is that coral pinky pink color that I was using before. So I think somebody asked me how much beads it would take to do a herringbone bracelet. And I had, let me see if I can find my tube of beads. You can't find the tube. But I had a 20-gram tube, and this was only a very small portion of that 20-gram tube. So you can do a lot with them. But again, I will do a test on that as well so that you have a better idea. So I've done everything. I've tried to kind of figure out a way to get this to work, but that's that. So I thought, one more try. I don't have any more squares. So I thought I'd try these. These I got recently. I'm trying to think who I bought these from. Art Beats when they had their sale. That's what it was. And I was going through, and a few of them I pulled aside and said, I absolutely have to do something with these guys. These are incredible. So these are bars, and you can see they're 2-hole. Let me get one that's brighter color. So they're 2-hole, and I'm assuming they are 6. Yeah, and there's no tag on this one, so let me see here. This is, that's, yeah, 3, and I think these are 6. 6 by 3. So I think we should try these. And the other thing that I'm going to do now, I wanted to match it up with some 8-0s, and I couldn't find anything really, really lovely to match. Like, these are unbelievable. Like, there's one in here that's like yellow. It's too bad. And then there's one that's brown. It's too bad because I would probably just do a bracelet with this because the colors are just amazing. Anyway, I digress. So let's move these off. Those were our tries. And then, so there's this one. So I also bought a bunch of these triangle beads. And when I was unboxing them, I mentioned I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. They're lovely. And somebody said herringbone. And guess what? They're so beautiful. They really show off the different shine you get on these triangle beads. They are stunning. So this one was made from one of these bottles, and this is a triangle 11-0, and the color is gold line peridot. So that's what it would look like finished. So I thought we'd take this bead here. So basically try to create this. And this one I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ladders. Yeah, I think we'll do 4 ladders. And we're going to try and put some of these in between. So I have a feeling we're going to end up with the same problem as the tile beads because they are 6 millimeter, I was going to say centimeters, 6 millimeters wide. But you know what, I want to try it. So if you guys are game, then I'll show you how easy it is to add beads onto your herringbone. So I'm going to use these lovely Japanese seed beads that I got from Jill Wiseman's garage sale, her seed bead grab bag. And so I'll put some of these out. So we'll do a bit and see how it turns out. Take these out. And I'm going to use this size 6 dragon thread, and this is green. So surprise, surprise, right? I'm using green. And let's get, so I have an arm's width. I was going to do a shorter length to show you guys, and I remember the last bracelet I ran out of thread. So, you know, it doesn't, I don't know which side to cut on this. I don't think it matters. And let's get some of those guys out. We don't need a whole lot. We'll do a couple of rows, I think. So, same as always, you start your herringbone with 4 beads, and you're going to do a brick stitch. So there's your 4 beads. Bring it down. Leave yourself a bit of thread depending on what you want to do with it. If you're going to put a clasp, make sure you leave a longer piece. If you're just going to sew it in, which I think I might do, I'm just going to leave a short piece. So then you're going to go back down to where you started and go through the first 2 like that. And they will fold over for you. And I think I'm going to enlarge this, and my camera's a little high for me, for you guys to see what I'm doing here. There. Okay, so coming out of here, we're going to go back down here. It's the same as what we've been doing the whole time, and most of you know how to do herringbone. If not, you can go back and watch some of the videos, or you can just do a search on YouTube of herringbone stitch, and there's a lot of amazing beaders out there. So I added 2. I'm going down through this one, and so the triangles sit a bit differently, but that's fine because once you go through it again, it evens out. And part of it sitting kind of awkward is really adds to the triangle shape and to the beauty of this bead. These are so gorgeous. I have a bunch of different colors. So now you're coming out of here, we're going to go through the bottom, and we're going to continue this till we get our 4 ladders. So for a ladder, you need 2 sets of beads. So there's 1 set, 2 set gives us the ladder. 1 set, 2 set gives us the second ladder. So now we're going to go down and grab our next 2 beads. And this, when you're doing your brick stitch for the start of it, it actually looks really good on the bracelet too. I'll show you in a second. Let's go through these guys. There's, so you can see, kind of looks like an outline, the start. And I'm trying to think. So yeah, I think even when you end, you're not necessarily ending with a brick stitch. You're ending with your herringbone, but because your herringbone, your last row, you have to attach and go across. So just that weaving up and through straightens it out a bit so that it looks like the other part. Okay, pick up 2. So Halloween last night, they started coming at 4:45. The wee monsters. They were so cute. And by 6:45, there was not one left on the street. I was shocked. In the past, we get them right up to 7:45, and then sometimes we get the odd older kids come later. And we leave the light on so they know they can come and ring the bell. We hope to get rid of all the candy, so we don't want to keep it in the house, so we need 1 more ladder. So 2 more rows. There's 2. And up. You know what? I found it a bit exhausting last night going to the door, which is weird because I don't usually, but of course, my wife, Jennifer, was preparing for a colonoscopy, so she couldn't eat. And I was trying to make my dinner and eat it, and the kids were coming to the door while I was eating. So I didn't think that through. I should have eaten earlier or later. So we have 1 ladder, 2 ladder, 3 ladder, 4. So I'm going to go down through this one. And we are set to start our herringbone. So because we're coming out of the bottom and we're going to go up through this bead here, we need our little accent bead. These are 15 O's. I wonder if I need more than, what did I put? I think I only put 15 O's on this one. Yeah, and it looks fine. So it's good that I used green thread. So one time I went to the door and I couldn't see how many kids were at the door from my vantage point. So I grabbed a handful of packages of candy and opened the door, and it was just one young boy. He goes, yeah, just throw them all in there. So I put one of the packages, right? And he's kind of looking at me. He's looking at his bag. Dude, move along. He's like, okay. Happy Halloween. That was the other thing I thought was so funny. They kept wishing me a happy Halloween. I'm like, yeah, that's how I want to spend my Halloween, handing out candy to kids. Oh well. They're funny when they're that young. They have no clue. I know I was like that when I was that age. Now, we didn't go trick or treating. We weren't. I say we weren't allowed to. I don't know that we weren't allowed, and we just never did. I think at some point my mom might have tried to give us some bogus reason why she wouldn't take us out. And, when my dad worked all the time and usually worked late at night, and like he would do side jobs at night as well. So, and my mom worked all day taking care of us, like 9 kids. That's a lot of work. So I'm sure the last thing she wants to do is go walk the neighborhood while you collected candy. So yeah, we never went out. And I don't know that we complained or anything. I think the way things were with our family, that if, my parents said we couldn't do something, we might pout, but we wouldn't bug them about it. So, like, we'd sit on the couch and pout if we didn't get our way. And you can imagine it didn't have any effect on them. They're like, good, they're quiet. But, so my sister Sylvie and I think we went out once or twice. My sister-in-law and my brother married when he was really young, and she was young too. So she was from Newfoundland. I don't know if that's why she was so nice, but I'll tell you, living in Nova Scotia and being around Newfies, maybe this is a stereotype, but I find they're really nice. So anyway, she's like, I'll take you out. And I guess my mom agreed to it, so she took us out that one year. And we were probably like 12 or 13, so I don't know at that time if it was a big deal for older kids to be out trick or treating. I don't remember us having any issues. Like, people were pretty nice. And we're pretty nice. I found there was a lot more older kids this year. I kind of had a feeling there might be because we have a new high school just up the hill from us, and they they walk down to the bus and stuff. So I'm sure if you were walking by and you thought Halloween's coming, we should go to that neighborhood because we have a cul-de-sac on our street. So we have a nice long street, and they're semi-detached houses, and then the cul-de-sac. So just those two streets, you could get a lot of candy. So I'm sure that's why they were here. But this one guy came, and he actually didn't come to the house, but we have a large deck with a lot of stairs. So if I see them coming, I'll go down the stairs so they don't have to climb up the stairs. And this young guy was kind of halfway up the driveway, and I'm like, come on. So he came up and didn't appear like he could speak English, and he was carrying something in his hands, and it looked like a platter or something. I'm like, is that part of his costume? Like, I couldn't figure it out, and as he got closer, I realized he didn't have a bag. So he took his baseball cap, flipped it, and he was carrying his candy in his baseball cap. So I said to him, I said, dude, you need a bag. No, I'm good. Like this, right? Like, okay. as he walked away, I saw the baseball cap was Dalhousie University. He was a university student, but it sounded like he was either from China or I'm trying to think, some Asian country. And we do get a lot of Asian students at the university. And so, some of these traditions are not common there. So I'm sure he was like, I'm gonna go see. So I thought it was, uh, I was fine with it. Like, who cares, right? But yeah, it's funny. So that was that. So Jen, I took Jen for her colonoscopy today, and she had a really hard time with the protocol diet. Now, she is very set in her ways when it comes to nutrition. She drinks tea all day, hot tea, and she puts cream and sugar in her tea. Well, uh, sweetener. And of course, you can't have any dairy for the prep diet. And she's so set, and that's her drink. Like, I drink black tea. So to me, I'm like, I would have just kept drinking my tea. She's like, nope, don't want it. If it doesn't have milk, I can't drink it. Like, okay, you're gonna be sorry. And she was. She had a terrible caffeine headache. But yeah, she really struggled with the diet. I had one about 2 years ago, and a colonoscopy. I don't remember the prep being as um, detailed and stuff, and but she reminded me that I was on keto, so that may have been the reason. So for me, it was it was not a big deal, and the going so many hours. I can't remember how many hours she had to do without any food. Like it went to a liquid diet. I think it was 24 hours. And of course, when I do keto, I do one meal a day. So basically, I'm going, 18 to 24 hours before I eat anything. So it wouldn't have I wouldn't have thought twice about it. But anyway, so we got her there, and it was in a new part of the hospital, which was really cool because the hospital that's in our town is really old and fallen apart. So that part was nice. And they did. So we do yearly screening for colon cancer, and because the numbers are really high in Nova Scotia. I think they said they're higher than anywhere in the country. So everyone gets tested yearly. Or it might be after the age of 40 or something. But so they had found something on her test. And that's why they sent her for the colonoscopy. And they found 4 polyps, which, for the most part are probably benign. So they sent those off for testing. But so that's where we're at. We're both kind of nervous about the whole situation, and just hope that everything comes out not a big deal. So the interesting thing is, I was looking up the treatment for polyps, and I came across something that said the reason for polyps. You might have colon polyps, and one of them, or the main reason, is Lynch disease, or Lynch syndrome, it's called. And that's the name of the syndrome that I was not necessarily diagnosed with, because you can't, as far as I know, they don't diagnose you with Lynch syndrome. Um, but they know about it through your genetic testing. So when I had the genetic testing to see if I had the BRCA gene, it came up as a variant of uncertain significance, and it was for Lynch. So I have to be tested with colonoscopies. They say every 2 to 3 years, I think. So, but yeah. But other than that, we're doing fine. So this is, you can see how fast this starts coming along. I'm kind of going a little more with this, like in length, because remember, we start adding these bars. You want to, potentially have it where you're going to actually see it. So I'm thinking if your wrist, now mine's pretty small, so I think if we do twice this size and then start adding them. So if you're into hanging out with me and chit-chatting, we can do it. Seems to be going pretty fast. Oh, and I find with these triangles, I tend to do up and down for my herringbone. Normally I go down and up through the next bead all in one go. But let me see if I can do it. Move that thread out of the way. I didn't know why I do this. I always put the beads on the wrong side of my mat. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. You think I know? I need to do like one of those little diagrams and place it over my mat and say, okay, put your beads here, put your needle here, put your scissors there. Like the scissors have to be out of the way because I go to do stuff and my thread gets hooked on the scissors. I'm using a size 12 needle, by the way. It just happened I was using a size 12, so I kept using it. But I also kept using it because of using the 15-0 seed beads. But you know what? The other day I was doing something with a size 10 needle and 15-0 beads, and they were fine. So then it would be your choice what size needle to use for this. Okay, so let me see if I can try and hook this. So normally I go down and then up through the following bead. And maybe I don't like doing that because it changes the structure a bit. Oh, it seems to be okay. Okay, what's wrong with this one here? Yeah, I don't like the way it's taken that one out of position. So yeah, you might want to do it 2 steps. Take 2 and go down the 1. Yeah, and these really, they set themselves up really well too. So you don't have to coax them. Oh, I'm so excited. I want to keep adding. Add the beads. Wait till you guys see what I have next. So I told you, you would not believe what I do when I'm off camera, but I have so many projects that I'm actually doing at the same time. So I'm finishing the shell one, and I meant to grab it, but it's on my other desk. I got 2 rows of 3 beads each on the shell one, and it looks amazing. So I'm gonna finish it up and show it to you guys. But in the meantime, I've been doing herringbone, and one of the things I find with herringbone is once I have it on my disc and all my beads loaded, I love doing, like, it helps calm me down, and I was a little stressed out about Jen's test today, so I needed something to calm me down, and oh my heavens. Do you guys want a sneak peek? You're gonna flip. I still can't believe it. I'm just like, what? Look at this thing. So this is that on that side, and these miniature daggers with this beautiful leaf. And then this part here is actually adjustable. So you have this much cord to adjust this part here. You can pull it out. And yeah. So there's a whole bunch of things to show you on this one. You're going to flip. So I'm getting ready. And that's not even like, there's some other stuff, crazy stuff with Kumihumo that I'm getting ready to do. So I think that might be the next video actually, because they're piling up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have a Halloween one. Actually, I might do the Halloween one because, I mean, you don't have to have it for Halloween, but it has tubular herringbone. So maybe we'll move to tubular next. So, I don't know. It seemed like I was going faster at the beginning. Maybe I'm talking too much. You guys gotta tell me, Emma, you're talking too much. Keep going. Move along. It's funny, I said they sit up on their own and now they're... Let me extend my thread. That might make a difference. Man, when I can't remember what brand these 12s are. They feel like it's a piece of thread between your fingers. They're so tiny. That out of the way. Let me see. Yeah, it's still... So we would still need at least half. I think I'm gonna just add some right now so that you get a better idea. So let's put the last 2 on this one. And I'm wondering if I alternated the bricks. No, that's not the right one. Pick up a 50, no. Go through here. I was gonna say do 2 bricks in the middle and then just go straight up, but you'll still run into the same problem of them being too wide. So I think we should just go ahead and add them. So we're going to pick up a brick. Okay. Going to bring it down. Now there's 2 ways to do this. You can just go straight down on this side and then go across. And then when you come up the next row, you add your beads. But I'm going to add my beads first, like that. So then go down. And just go down as if you were doing, as if that was not there. So just hang on to that. So there, like that. Now go up this bead. Pick up another bar like that. And you can go ahead and pick up 2 triangles. Bring that down like that. Go down the other hole there. And through this triangle bead here. And pull tight. Well, they may. I mean, they are a bit soft to the one side because they are in the way, but I think it'll work out the way I want it to. Pick up another bar and 2 triangle beads. That. Bring it down. Go down through the second hole and through this triangle bead. And it's flipped. There, usually just pulling on it will bring your thread through. If it doesn't, just pull those triangle beads up a bit. Okay, so then we're going to go to the next triangle from the next ladder, like that. Pick up a, I'm going to get a different one here. And 2, so pick up those, bring them down. And go down through the second hole and through the last bead on that ladder. Pull everything down. And you see there's thread on either side, so we want the thread to move through. You can either just pull, or like I said, you can bring these out and pull your thread. You can see they're already buckling, but you know what? They seem to be okay to spread out. So I think if we keep our tension a little loose, that might help. So we are going to flip this and we're going to continue on. Now I do notice that means our thread, we need a 15-0. I don't know how I feel about putting one here, but I think we will. So we're going to go up through that hole and through the triangle like that. Pull it tight. Yeah, actually it looks fine, that 15. So now you're going to pick up 2 triangles. So you're going to go down through the triangle, down through the bar, and then down through the other triangle. And pop those into place. Make sure it's snug. Go over to the next ladder. Bring your needle through the first triangle, up through the bar, and up through the triangle on top. And there we go. Pick up 2 triangles. Go down this triangle, go down through the hole, and go down through the next triangle in that ladder, right there. Let me see if I can get this brighter. A little bit, wee bit, and there. Go to the next one, up, through everything. Pick up 2 triangles, go down to here, and put it in place. Go up through everything for the last one. And I picked up 2 triangles, and then we're going to go down through everything. There. So it looks like. I'm going to flip that over and pick up a 15-0. So our thread is down there. So now we have to go up through this one and up through all of the two above. Like that. So it puts that 15-0 a little closer. But I don't think it matters. This is so small you'll never see this on your wrist. So pick up 2. Now you don't have to go through the bar anymore. So this would be your regular herringbone. Go down 1. So I think here would be where you're going to see some buckling. So you might want to think about how tight you make this part. So let's see, which has gone through the bottom of the other bead. So just that you can see the thread here. You could always put a 15-0 in between. Let me try to see what that looks like. I have a feeling I'm going to say, ew, I don't like it. But I have to try. Sometimes I surprise myself. Actually, it looks fine. I mean, for me, knowing herringbone, it looks out of place. But you know what? I'd rather see that than thread. I have standards. You guys are laughing, I know. You do not, Emma. You're a fibber. Okay. We're gonna cheat and use a 15-0 here. Go to the next one. Then 2 more. So this part here, the amount of rows you put in is up to you before you add another part of the bars. So I think actually we're getting close to it. I think we should put another one on the next one. I'll take a look. I think I did 4 or 5 on the others, but those were big beads too, so. Oh, these guys are not behaving. There. And I want to kind of bring those in a little bit. Okay, up this one. So now it's time to go Christmas shopping. Oh, I forgot my 15-0. So now it's time to go Christmas shopping. You know, there's a big debate here, and I'm sure it's the same elsewhere. So our Remembrance Day is November 11th, and it's kind of a unspoken rule that you don't Christmas shop or display Christmas stuff before Remembrance Day, because Remembrance Day, we're taking the time to reflect on those that fought in the war. So this looks really nice with the seed bead. Okay, so I think we should get some more bars in here. So we're going to add our 15. Let me show you the others to just give you an idea of the distance between them. So this one, oh, this one I did like 10. So I don't know that I would have gone that great a distance for those ones. And then these ones I did 4. And look at how. So these are super tiny compared to, like, in relation to these. And I find that when I'm designing stuff, I size and the relationship between beads and sizes and stuff, I find really important, more so than color. So I find this one is really chunky compared to these tiny little beads, the square ones, the Tilas. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. But yeah, so actually I did some Christmas shopping, but I have to say I have an excuse. It actually wasn't Christmas shopping, it was birthday shopping for my sister, whose birthday is December 1st. So, but everything I bought her is Christmas themed. Nothing like reminding her when she was a kid. I don't know. I have to ask her. If you're out there, Sylvia, you have to tell us. Put a comment in. I feel like she got ripped off from getting Christmas or getting a proper birthday because her birthday was so close to Christmas. Now, I think on some level, my mom used to do stuff like that where she would combine things out of necessity, because I have a sister that was born on July 1st, which is Canada's birthday. And we used to go to the Parliament buildings in Toronto and or Nathan Phillips Square for Canada Day celebrations and get like hot dogs and cake and balloons and stuff. It's like, happy birthday. Yeah. Anywho, so I'm looking at down here. Now we put these close together, but I'm wondering if maybe we should put 15 O's. And that way it will take care of this bunching here. Because I think if I try and bring this, I'll do it and you'll see what I mean. It will start to get things bunched again. So I think we should keep adding a 15O in between there. See, I've created a new herringbone stitch. Okay. So yeah, I got some Christmas gifts for Sylvia. Oh my gosh, they're so hilarious. The one item I saw a long time ago and I kept it in my cart. I was like, I'm gonna get this for her birthday. And um, then I discovered some other stuff similar, but I can't say what it is, because then she'll know. I am the worst at keeping a secret. You know, it's funny. I say that I'm the worst at keeping a secret, and I'm a nurse, and confidentiality is part of, you take an oath, and it's part of your job. And I, even though I've told stories about patients, I've never indicated, specifically where you could guess who it was, kind of thing. And I've never used names or anything like that. But yeah, when it comes to my own life, yeah, I cannot keep a secret. This is coming out nicer than I thought. Look at that. Oh yeah. So you could actually do it this short and then put like one of those bars across and then chain and do, what do they call those? Oh, there's a name for like a mini bracelet. It'll come to me. There's the yellow one. It's so pretty. Okay. Grab another one of these. And two of the triangles. Bring it down. That. Go through this hole. And through that one. Okay, I'm going to flip it. Pick up a 15 and go through. So I went through the bar and through that 11-0. Pick up 2 11-0s, down through this 11-0, down through the next. And go through the 15 and then the 11, then the bar. If I can find the hole. And then through the 11 on top, like that. There. Pick up 2 11-0s, go through all of these guys again. There. Through the 15-0, through the 11, and through all of those guys. Wow, this is coming out nice. 2, there, through the 15, and add our next 2. Go down, there, flip it, add the 15, and go up through the hole and up through both of those. Let me see if we can get one more. So we did 3 and then a bar. So I think I'm going to end it here, but this gives you an idea that really it's kind of limitless what you can add to your herringbone. And that's how easy it is to go through. Just remember to pretend as if they're not there and just go down through the other beads to come back up. And there you go. So I'll work on that and show you when it's done and show you some of the other fun stuff. So I hope you guys had a nice quiet Halloween, and as the kids say, happy Halloween. Every one of them. Thank you and happy Halloween. It was like they practiced it. It was so hilarious. Anyway, take care. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.